It's a beautiful fall day in Vancouver. Halloween is approaching.
Yes.
And we've both been playing a little game.
Very spooky game.
Very spooky game that is perfect for Halloween.
Yes, it is.
It is Luigi's Mansion 3. And let's go back for a second. Did you enjoy the first Luigi's Mansion game on the GameCube?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was very cool technology, but it felt a little thin for a Nintendo game. It felt like it wasn't as expansive as a Mario adventure or a Zelda adventure.
It was a very shorter, smaller experience, but I did enjoy what was in there, for sure.
It's a completely cool animation and a great sort of character study with Luigi, the big Frady cat, and it was charming as hell. And I loved what Next Level did with Dark Moon.
Dark Moon is very cool.
The Luigi's Mansion game for 3DS, which I still think is one of the best 3DS games.
It's really good.
You and I have both done our first thoughts on Luigi's Mansion.
Yes, and now we're ready for our final review.
Yes.
We have a lot of really amazing things to say about this game, and there's a lot to talk about.
It's a massive game.
It's a massive game. It's a lot bigger than you think it is, because there's the story mode that you can go through, and that's an entire experience into itself. But the game is expanded with the multiplayer, and we'll get into that in a little bit as well.
Well, this whole introduction of Gooigi, which is it's a weird word to say.
Yes, I know.
It's a weird concept to wrap your head around. A little green gooey Luigi, which actually is translucent. I noticed some of the cool lighting effects.
Yes, very nice.
When he passes in front of lights, you can see right through them. It's amazing. But the introduction of co-op in the story is really fun.
Yes.
And you played co-op. I played co-op with my kid, and you played with
my
your
wife. Yeah.
And it's a really cool way to play it because they help.
Yes, yeah, they help, and that's the whole thing, is that you can just go through the story mode on your own, or you can have a friend playing co-op all the way through. And as soon as you get Gooigi, all the way through,
which is great because this is a game that makes you want to look in every nook and cranny that you can see on screen. Like every single thing on screen,
anything
could be a passageway or a secret or a crystal that you have to collect. So having another player beside you, whether they're just watching you play, which I had for a long time, or they're cooperating with you, is unbelievably fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm playing the game, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm saying this to my wife. She's like, well, why don't you hit that thing up there? I'm like, no, that's not. Yes, it was that thing up there. Thank you, Kim. Absolutely.
Even my 7-year-old daughter was like uncovering secrets that I wasn't seeing. I was like, holy crap. And she was bouncing off mushrooms with the greatest of ease. I'm like, wow, how did you get so good at this?
And that's the thing. Everybody's going in thinking this is a one-player game, which it is. With a co-op, brings it to a different level. And you have such a good amount of fun sitting with a friend or anybody, just helping you out, or you helping them out. It's amazing that way.
We played a little bit that way too. And the other thing that I think that sort of sends this game over the top is the cut sequences and the story that's told, not with tons of dialogue, or it's not Kojima time here, but
we don't want that here.
But it's very fun to watch and very accessible and beautifully animated.
Oh my God!
The team at Next Level just crushed it with the graphics, and the animations are just amazing in this
what
game.
I was even saying is this looks like a next generation game. Like we're not knocking the Nintendo Switch. I said this in my first thoughts video. These graphics look like they're not done on the Nintendo Switch. You could say that, right? The lighting effects and everything. This is one of the best looking Nintendo games on the Switch.
And I think absolutely it has to deal with the contained and confined kind of level design. But it's so intricate and so detailed. And I've often said this in game reviews over the past, where I want to enter into spaces where everything that I see in the world is interactive and I can touch it. And this is pretty damn close to that.
Oh, yes.
And we've seen some of that in games like Skyrim and Fallout and stuff, where you could pick up all kinds of objects and collect them all. But not with this kind of cartoony fidelity. You know?
That you walk into a room, and it's not just a beautiful looking room, which it is, but you can interact with every single thing on the wall, on the floor, suck money up. The game is constantly rewarding you, constantly and constantly. It never stops.
It never
stops.
No,
it's honestly like a Las Vegas slot machine. It just keeps rewarding you with money and items constantly over and over. It's amazing.
I would say it's like a slot machine for sure. You're constantly collecting money. I would also say that when you're in a room playing this game with somebody, you're going to hear the words, suck that, suck it, suck it up, and blow that.
I know, we got to get that joke out of the way right away.
It's a weird thing that you're because you got your little sort of ghost vacuum thing, and you're hearing suck it.
Poltergeist.
Suck that, blow that, suck it, suck and blow. And
I know. I didn't even mention it in my first thoughts. I'm like, I'm staying away from those jokes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, you can blow air and you can suck air. For sure you can do that. But you also have the plunger that you can shoot.
Yep.
And you can use that to shoot against walls or enemies and pull certain things off them or just put certain things off the environment. There's a lot of things going on here. And then you can use your backpack just to do kind of like a bouncy jump that'll make things fall off the walls.
Yep, and you can use the sucking ability of the poltergust to grab onto rope swings or tug on ropes that will unveil all kinds of different things, or pick up objects and then use the blowing action to shoot them at different objects. It's really cool. You said it's a little bit like a slot machine or like going into a casino in a way because of all the loot that's coming.
The sound
it's like
effects.
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
But I also feel like if Universal theme parks aren't looking at Luigi's Mansion
my God, that'd be amazing.
as a theme park attraction,
that'd be great.
They've lost their minds. This would be so fun.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
You could put on, I guess, I don't know what they would do, maybe VR headsets or something and backpacks, and you could run around collecting ghosts.
I know I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
And the thing is this game has a few spooks and scares.
It does.
But it's nothing too scary.
No.
Like you'll look in a crack and all of a sudden a spider will walk on the other side of the wall. And you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. But you're never really too freaking out. It's more like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think this is a good game for all ages, from young people to the older guys and girls and everybody else out there for sure.
Yeah, 100%. It's a family-friendly, spooky game that Halloween aficionados are going to adore.
Okay, can we just say this?
Yeah.
Do you think this is the best Halloween game ever?
Well, I do if you don't want to see somebody's entrails spill out in your video game.
Okay, just for the bit of fun, though. We're not talking about Resident Evil 2. That's a great Halloween game. But for just fun here, I think this is a great family fun Halloween game.
Well, it's also the best Ghostbusters game, you know? And the fact that EGAD is the guy that comes up with all the stuff and not Egon. There's just so many, it's like they celebrate that whole idea of ghost busting.
Yes.
And the ghosts that you capture are so damn charming and funny, and some of them are big giant brutes, and some of them are little skittish little
and there's
sort
a lot
of swarming blue ghosts,
Yes.
or ghosts that are all dressed up, or they might have sunglasses on so they're sort of impervious to your flash attack before you start to suck them into your poltergust. You have fun in those battles, but more importantly, I think, is you have a blast with the puzzle solving. Like it's an incredible amount of detail trying to figure out what every room sort of is going to reveal for you.
And that's the thing, the level design is on another level.
Yeah.
I mean, they've spent so much time thinking about the puzzles, and I said in my earlier reviews that I don't like puzzles in video games. They frustrate me.
Sometimes,
it can be annoying.
Yeah.
What I found in this, if you just think about the puzzle, you can get through it. And there's some, and I know you did it, we're not going to talk about any spoilers in this. Remember that puzzle in the kind of the Hollywood theme section?
Yeah.
And you have to go from one thing to another?
Yes.
That is amazing.
It was incredible.
So well
and
done.
And the payoff at the end of all of those puzzles that you're solving in there is wonderful as well. I mean, that's the thing, too. Every floor of the hotel, which is the new mansion that this story is about.
It's a resort. I said in my thing that we were in another mansion. People were like, no, it's a resort. You know, they should call it Luigi's Resort 3. Which they don't do. It's it's a mansion resort. Absolutely.
Yeah. But every floor's got a different theme. So you're going to be in a music theater. You're going to be in a production space. You're going to be in a kitchen. And so you see all of these cool little details that are tied to that. And Luigi's got his abilities, and Luigi has his abilities.
And you can combine those abilities together to solve puzzles or to kick the crap out of ghosts together, which is always a lot of fun. So you can always connect to one ghost and slam it back and forth. And we got to talk about the slamming. Slamming controls of this game are so much fun.
They're a blast.
I must admit, in the original Luigi's Mansion, I thought it was fun, but the controls could be a little frustrating at times. And into Dark Moon, they refined that, but I think this is the best controlling, best playing Luigi's game.
But it's also singular. Like, there's no other game quite like this. No. I think that there's maybe some connections to classic Resident Evil with the kind of tank-style controls where you're turning around to kind of face into directions.
Right.
Because we don't play those kinds of games from a fixed perspective, sometimes the targeting can be a little bit cumbersome and you'll miss your plunger shots.
But that's why the gyro controls are pretty good.
And the gyro
I was surprised by
you
them.
can work those in whether you use the Pro Controller or the Joy-Cons. Pretty damn rad.
Pretty good.
But there definitely are moments of frustration here, both in the puzzle solving and in some of the controls.
Right. And what you're talking about as well is that if you have Luigi and Luigi on the screen at one time, and Luigi goes down, sometimes it kind of separates the camera a little bit, and you're like, where is Luigi? I need to move him still. And sometimes it'll kind of screw you up a little bit, but it's nothing terrible. They've really thought this out, and they've really tried to do a good job where it doesn't confuse you. But it does happen once in a while.
Honestly, without this moving into a full 3D design and full 3D camera control,
right.
I think this is about the very best that you could do. It's almost got a Metroid kind of vibe to it as well, because you're constantly going back and you have new skills and new tools that you can unlock new secrets, and you've got to collect a bunch of booze as well as the ghost, and you've got to collect a bunch of crystal gems and stuff all over the place.
And how you progress up the resort is by getting different buttons for different levels. So you'll be in like the basement, and then you'll get a button for like the 3rd floor, and then so forth and so forth. You keep going up the levels all the way to the top. And we've got to talk about length for a second here as well.
Yeah, well, I think people are getting that we love this game.
Yes!
And it's a massive game just on the story. I think it's probably a good 20 hours or so for most people to finish the game.
Yeah, because there's a lot of secrets you can get, a lot of different crystals per level, and they're all different themes of crystals for that level, which is kind of neat.
And unbelievably replayable, because there's so much density to the puzzle solving in each of these rooms, you'll forget everything. So
you're going, what am I doing again?
Yeah, because you'll go back even in your first playthrough, and you're like, have I been here? Have I done all of these things?
I know.
Have I got all this stuff? I could just imagine putting it away for a month and then coming back to it. It'll be like a fresh game again.
Absolutely.
This game also has some pretty fun multiplayer.
That's where it shines, and I think a lot of people aren't seeing that to begin with. They're just seeing, oh, what, it's a 20-hour game?
Yeah.
What? No, honestly, the multiplayer and the co-op, there's a lot going on here. We were playing the Scream Park, and that was a lot of fun. I was going against Vic.
Little mini games, sort of head-to-heads. We were floating on a floaty, chasing after coins.
in a pool. Yeah, for sure.
And there was a cannon shooting one as well, which was pretty cool.
We had to get the cannonballs and load them in and shoot them at a target while the ghosts are stealing your balls. They're stealing your balls.
That's okay.
And you're sucking your balls back in.
And then you can blow them into the cannon.
There we go. We had to get the puns out of the way. That finally happened.
Dedicated to you, Tommy Tellerico.
It finally happened.
You used to love that kind of stuff. I'm sure it was all about sucking and blowing when we reviewed the first Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
The other thing is you can also play this tower mode in multiplayer, where you can have up to 8 people cooperatively on each connected machine, and you all are fighting for ghosts, and there's a timer counting down, and there's lots of little loot to collect. So it's like a concentrated version of what you would get in the single player
party game. It's a party game.
And it's really cool, because everybody's rushing around trying to grab all the ghosts and get all the stuff before the time's up, and then you get judged on your scores.
Yes, and I was always the winner in every single thing I did.
It
was really good. No, but I did win all the time. It was great. You know what I mean?
Yes, Johnny did win all the time.
I was doing the best sucking and blowing.
You're good at
Let me tell you.
You're good at the sucking and the blowing. So we love this game.
Yes.
We loved it.
Oh my God.
And we had to restrain ourselves in the previews that we did.
Yeah, we had to restrain, because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to make outlandish claims that this is the best game ever made and stuff like that, because I've had so much fun, and that's what it all boils down to. Is you're having a really, really good time. Honestly, I think for everybody out there, I bet they wish this came out 2 weeks before Halloween.
Yeah, it's weird that it's on the day, right?
It's on the day of Halloween, but honestly, you'll have such a great time.
It's almost like Nintendo saying, don't go out. Don't go trick-or-treating. Don't go with your kids. Just stay home and play this game. And you know what? You're gonna go out trick-or-treating for an hour, and you're gonna go back and play this game.
I know, as I said before, you'll be playing this game every single year for Halloween.
Yeah.
Just leading up to it. It's the perfect game for that.
It's got legs, and there's DLC coming, and kudos to the Next Level team. They really, really crushed it. What are you going to give Luigi's Mansion 3?
I'm going to get nuts here. I'm going to get really crazy. A 9.5 out of 10.
I was so close to a 10, too, with this one. 9.5 from me as well. It is a phenomenal game, and holy crap this year for Nintendo.
Oh,
wow.
Knocked it out of the park.
Oh, no. Wow.